We are about to explore the creative frequency coaching training. And I wanted to start with this recent entry in my art journal where the creative frequency revealed itself in the doodles of my watercolors. So I saw this woman's figure kind of floating, flying, soaring towards an orb or a star symbolizing a dream. And what I added to her is this echoing of frequency, the ripples of energy around her. And you can see how I expanded them, meditating on how we can nurture and amplify our creative frequency. And as our creative frequency gets bigger, it includes more and more to help us create our dreams, our visions, what we desire more of in our life that lights us up into our reality. Thank you for joining me in Slovenia. We are about to hike to the source of the Soča River, which is the beautiful turquoise river that you see whenever you search Slovenia or Tolmin, Tolmin. And I am here to share the information about the upcoming creative frequency coaching training while sharing Slovenia with you and the amazing creation that Mother Earth has created here for us to enjoy. So, first of all, a little bit of backstory for those of you who don't know. So in 1996, I started the Creative Fitness Center, which was a drop-in art center. There were no other drop-in art centers. I wanted to make art making super accessible so that people could go back out into the art that is their life and create the change they wanted, right? So the crazy thing is I had not painted at a canvas since I was 9 when the art teacher told me drawing wasn't my thing. Literally stopped taking art classes my freshman year of high school, had been a passionate wannabe artist. So after selling books door to door for 4 summers, which just is the scariest thing ever, so it made opening an art center with no art experience possible. I opened the doors. I had renovated a 1920s bungalow off the beaten path in an up-and-coming commercial district in Nashville, Tennessee, and learned to paint and do all the things along with my clients, all with the intention of helping them to develop an artist mentality so that they could emerge from art class, go back out into the art that is their life, and create the change they wanted. And so it began in 1996. And today it is like my greatest joy to be able to introduce and guide people into a painting practice that is simple, accessible. It's an unlearning. It's a reeling back to the true source, just like we're going to the source of the river today. The source of our creativity, which is who we are. It's why we're here. You're here to create. And the game is that we're born into this reality told that this is how you do it, and these are the expectations, and this is what success looks like. Just so, at some point in our lives, we can each come to our own crossroads and decide for ourselves what colors we put on the canvas that is our life. And creative frequency coaches are passionate about opening this different perspective up, this new creative story, and weaving in what we know now about energy and vibration and frequency. The creative frequency is in alignment with all the change you want or desire in your life. In the book Women Who Dance with Wolves, Clara Pinkola Estes says that everybody has a creative river, a flow that is within you. The only question is if it's blocked, dammed, polluted, and only you have the ability unblock it. Think of this water as energy, which we know it is, right? And the goal is to live in flow, going with the current and using the power, the energy, the frequency of your creative spirit to create the art that is your life. This is the journey I am inviting you into. In 2010, July, I was in Wallowa County, Oregon, where I was moving, and I had launched my online programs. I had 3 that I'd launched in 2009 because I was moving to this small rural community, and I received an email from a woman in Nigeria, long, passionate email. And one of the things you learn as you paint and develop your intuition is to receive the energy of anything. And because there was so much energy in this email, I decided not to respond right away with my knee-jerk reaction to her question, do you have an African branch? I was like, I don't have a twig or a stick or a leaf. So within like 12 hours, I had 2 people mention Nigeria to me in this small county of only 7,000 people. So I went back to that email the next day, understanding that I was supposed to respond mindfully and that I was being offered something new that my logical mind couldn't understand, but the energy, the frequency was calling to me. What I understood is a new pathway, a new vista was opening up to me. The origin of the Socha River. Crystal clear, pure, crystalline waters. Creativity, creative frequency at its highest vibration. What perfect symbol for what is beginning this September 21st, the first ever creative frequency coaching training. Oh, I love it. This is how life works as a life artist. You just happen to be traveling to the source of the most beautiful river I've ever seen. The same day I understood that I would create this video. Life and flow with the creative frequency is pure magic. Okay, next I'm going to share more about the structure of the training and then what you as a creative frequency coach might get to experience in the art that is your life. There are 8 foundations to the creative frequency coaching training that you will first experience personally and then be able to turn around and share with your clients. They are painting, energy, intuition, and sacred symbols. This painting practice is about making your dreams visible, consciously choosing what you want to experience in the art that is your life. And the painting practice is where you go to engage with the creative frequency. So regardless of painting any specific thing or object, you are connecting to the color, the canvas, the act of creation in order to fill yourself up with the energy that is resonance with illumination, transformation, change, and love. Energy is the second element, recognizing that everything is energy and everything exists as energy first before it materializes. You might imagine this rainbow, iridescent, multicolored wave, current of energy that you want to align with in order to make your dreams real. The creative frequency, this energy, is not the norm yet. CCFC, creative frequency coaches and creatively fit coaches, are passionate about offering their clients this choice. The choice between living a life in black and white with limitations and a dual perspective that separates and ignores the interconnectedness of life and your role as a co-creator in bringing what is possible into reality. When you align with this energy, you magnetize other energies that are resonant, which, as I mentioned before, are things like optimism, positivity, hope, and the truth of you as the sole creator of your reality. The third element is intuition. Intuition, as a creative frequency coach, is our truest source of wisdom. It is truth. It is latent potential, skills, knowledge, ways of being and doing that lie latent, buried deep within the cellular makeup of our bodies, waiting to be activated and released into your day-to-day life. It is living from the field of pure possibility rather than from scarcity or limitations. And the final element is sacred symbols. We are being guided and offered information and wisdom every day through symbols and images that we find attractive, that repeat themselves. Symbols need no translation. And a perfect example is the number 8. The number 8, which can also be viewed as the infinity symbol, has guided the creation of the creative frequency coaching since the very beginning. It has been created in an 8-year. It has 8 elements. It is an 8-month training. It was introduced to the world on 8/8/8, August 8th, 2024. My passion is to introduce people to a way of living that is co-creative with your infinite self. So symbols are a way to receive affirmation and direction. When you tune into the language of sacred symbols, life becomes more like a treasure hunt. Now I want to introduce you to the 4 shifts you get to experience and then offer to others. The first shift we are going to offer to you is to shift from the product-oriented, only some people have talent and creative ability perspective, to the omnipresent creativity. Creativity is like your chi. Like, you are here to create. I remember reading in one of Cindy Dale's books, she wrote like the Encyclopedia of Chakras and the Encyclopedia of Energy Healing. She said our purpose in life is to heal and to create. In Gene Keys, they describe the journey of being human as one from subscribing to the victim mentality to the creator mentality. So the first shift is an understanding that we're talking about a completely different kind of creativity that doesn't judge, that isn't critical, that solely wants you to experience, align with, nurture, generate, expand the creative frequency. This energy is independent of skill, perspective, shading. And yet, as we paint, as you loosen up and relax into the unconditional love and infinite possibility of the creative frequency, you find your own style, your own genius, which is you expressing yourself authentically. So that is the first shift you make. And then as a creative frequency coach, wow, mouth, as a creative frequency coach, you turn around and make sure that others are basing their I'm not creative on this new story, because they're probably coming from the old one. And as soon as you help them see what you're offering as a totally different story, a whole new energy and frequency, they open up. I've seen it happen. I was going to say millions, realistically, hundreds of thousands of times. Okay, the super easy second shift is in understanding, remembering that your painting practice is here You've been attracted to it because you are being offered a portal, a way to access your unique creative frequency. So when I was sitting on the beach in Australia, I understood and felt this attraction to understanding that perhaps my morning routine includes painting, even if it's just doodling with a couple of colors in an art journal, so that I connect with, align with the creative frequency so that I can take it into the rest of my day. So painting becomes energy work very clearly. You want to be in that flow because the creative frequency, as I've been alluding to in many different ways, is resonant, harmonious, magnetizes and attracts to itself other like energies. So what else is alike, is similar to, resonant with creativity? Creativity only knows hope, only knows possibilities, only knows beginnings, only knows the now, only seeks beauty and harmony and peace and truth. And any change you desire in your life, I guarantee you can take it down to one of those energies. So when I asked myself the question, or when I spoke to a client kind of offhandedly, I still don't know why this painting practice is so magical. After being in it and offering it to people for 28 years, what I got in that moment in Australia on the seashore was that it's because at the canvas, when you go to paint, not with the intention of creating product, not in a place of fear, afraid of making a mistake, afraid of what other people might think, you align with the creative frequency. And in that frequency, whatever change or transformation, new beginnings you desire in your life can happen quicker, sooner, faster. So simple, so accessible. And yeah, this is what we are diving into in this training. And then I love the third shift we get to make, because this is where you get to know your personal frequency. This is connected to the element of intuition. So your creative frequency is like the energy that has always been coursing through you, not unlike that river that Clara Pinkola Estes speaks of, that connects you with your biggest truth, your deepest wisdom, your highest skills and abilities and superpowers. Now, these might have been buried along the way as you were trying to fulfill other people's expectations. I remember realizing, there's a whole other story to that, but when I left my marriage and blew up the picture perfect everything, I realized that I had spent so much of my life looking for others to pat me on the back or tell me good job, or this even kind of sneaky desire I had that led me to making choices that perhaps weren't my own. Your creative frequency is yours. It is the energy that you have been gifted to be a creator on this planet. It's like having a palette of paint. Like, we don't need blue, 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 right? I mean, no. We want the full spectrum of possibility. So it's like all of us humans, let's just say for simplicity's sake, are different colored paints, or we're all paint. And then our individuality, our ego, our healthy ego understands that perhaps, I mean, I do like the color gray, but magenta, I think, is my favorite, or maybe here in Slovenia, right? It's that Socha River turquoise. But you want to be your color, your frequency, your energy, because a la my book, 30 Days to Unstoppable and Big Magic by Liz Gilbert, what wants to manifest and be created down into this physical reality finds resonance with you. And when you're connected to this creative frequency, your highest, most aligned visions and dreams and life experiences can find you quicker, sooner, faster, and has a super comfy, clean, easy portal to enter into your awareness and then come through you to be created into reality. So the third shift is getting to know your creative frequency, not my creative frequency, yours. And I honor that. In the creative frequency coaching, as you move out into the world to share your creative frequency and offer people a pathway to theirs, I provide as much structure as you like and as little structure as you like. I want you to make this yours. Many of you are coaches, Reiki masters, massage therapists, nurses, yoginis. You are healers. Or you're someone who's always known you were that and have been trying to fit yourself into a different hole. I still have no formal training in anything that I do, but my heart, my passion is very visible, right? So this creative frequency and this coaching training is here for you in so many different ways. It's like a buffet. And I provide you with as much clarity and step-by-step and tools and outlines and workshops and the online program Rise Above that you can use to help as many people as possible on this planet right now connect to their unique creative frequency. Now, the final shift that we make, this is like magic made visible. Once you have shifted right into the new creative story, the omnipresent creativity. I love when those words came to me. And then the second shift, understanding, getting to know your creative frequency, making it your own. The last shift is where you begin to live life in this creative frequency. And this is where the sacred symbols come in. This is where the synchronicity and coincidences come in. This is when your intuition has been expanded and amplified by your painting practice and the creative frequency. You magnetize to yourself what you need in each and every moment. Things appear. They repeat themselves. You find yourself unexpectedly turning right and left and then finding the person exactly where you need. I have a story just right now. I am just in the house where we are holding our Rise Above retreat. And I went to the local grocery store, which I finally found for the first time. So much better than the other one. And I remembered after being in the store for like 10 minutes that I wanted to get the tomato sauce that was right by the front door. So I circled back just as two of the women from the retreat entered into the door. They had pulled over just to look at the maps, then saw the market and were spontaneously in the present inspired to go in there. This happened right after I was looking at the teas and being like, oh my gosh, there's so many teas. I'm not going to buy boxes of tea without knowing what they want. So they helped me pick out tea and a couple other things. They bought some things I was able to take back to the refrigerator here. Now, this may sound small. You all have had these synchronicities and coincidences. What if you learned to trust them? Let me tell you, throughout my entire career, I opened an art center with no art experience, okay? I, without even knowing it, it's funny, like I've experienced all these things without having the title, which is perfect. And I believe and trust that I'm given the title or fill in the blank when I'm ready, when you're ready, when we are ready, right? Living in this constant state of trust and following your intuition and the little nudges becomes absolutely magical. And it is only, apparently, how you can step into your most authentic self. Are you interested in that? Do you know people who are interested in that? Would you like a step-by-step way to guide others into this and be that change first, or give name to what it is you've always known? I can't tell you how many times people have joined my coaching training and said, it's just like your words were my words, and why reinvent the wheel, right? I believe we're all finding each other again. I'm just the lucky one that got to ring the bell this time. Maybe in another lifetime or in another dimension, you're ringing the bell. But this is future common knowledge, okay? In the future, if you've read about anything, the evolvement of humanity, we begin to live more and more intuitively. And the more and more people that live intuitively, just like bumping into two of my soul sisters in the grocery store in Tolmin, Slovenia, life organizes itself for you. And a huge key to this is just coming in, not part of this coaching training actually, but a huge part of this is staying present, which the creative frequency demands your presence, because it's in the present moment that we can follow those spontaneous nudges. And life is accelerating. Change is happening so quickly that if you are trying to understand and want to know what's going to happen a month, a year, 5 years into the future, it's like the energies can't give that to you because it's dependent on so many things that are happening so quickly. So the key is staying present. And when you're present, and when you've been nurturing your creative frequency through the painting practice, developing your intuition, aligning with the energy, you receive the guidance, you develop the trust, and life aligns likewise. So those are the 4 elements: painting, energy, intuition, sacred symbols. The 4 shifts that you will make first, and then your clients. And now I am going to share more about how the training is organized, how it's set up, and what you can look forward to. Now let me offer you some insight into the structure, the how, what, when, where, why of this creative frequency training. So first of all, go to whitneyfreyastudio.com and click the link right at the top of the page to get to the creative frequency coaching training and reserve your spot if you already feel the magic, right, and the resonance. The training begins September 21st. As soon as you enroll, you get into the course, the welcome section, and there is a preparatory getting to know your creative frequency section that you can begin right now. So it is beneficial to join as soon as you know, as soon as possible. There are things you can do. The Facebook group is probably open, and I would not hesitate. I imagine that spaces will fill, right? So that's the first thing. September 21st, and then that following Thursday, I believe it's the 26th, is when we begin our 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, regular weekly calls. Every other week is a group call, and the weeks in between are open studios, which are times for you all to come together and paint whatever it is you're painting for the training, and along the way getting to know each other and having experienced creatively fit coaches there to get to know and ask questions and learn from their experience as well. So it begins September 21st. It lasts for 8 months. We meet every Thursday. There are some breaks around the holidays and a 2-week integration break, but it's 8 months, every Thursday, 2 p.m. Pacific for the live aspect. The pre-recorded content that is available 24/7 is organized into 8 one-month modules following the 8 months of the training. The first lesson is the Rise Above lesson for that month, starting with lesson 1 in month 1, ending with 8 in month 8. And then there is content that is taken from my other online programs like Art Gypsy Grease and I Am the Unstoppable Dream, and that support the themes and what you're learning in that month. So there is a lot of painting. There is as much structure or as little as you would like, and I will talk about that as well later. We also have a private Facebook group, and this is where you really get to know each other. And we have a full palette of creatively fit coaches joining in this training as well, because they wanted the Rise Above Biz in a Box and love this community so much and always love ways to plug back in and immerse in this creative frequency. So if you do not do Facebook, we have many people like that either I will give you advice about how to do it in a way that is kind of under the radar so that you can take advantage of the community, or there's also lots of interaction in our online studio at whitneyfreyastudio.com. But that is an awesome resource. This is a very high touch coaching experience, and you will get to know each other on many, many different levels and learn from each other. We are constantly learning from each other's experience. The first call is to have your own personal experience, fill yourself up first to then serve others from your overflow. But you will meet such a variety of other creative spirits in the training. Some people just started painting maybe a month or two ago. Other people are maybe, well-trained artists who wanted to do art and experience their own creative frequency from a more heart-led, energetic, soulful healing perspective. There are people that have been healers all along, whether nurses, massage therapists, Reiki masters, yoginis, and then life coaches, business coaches, who are understanding the vital role that creativity and the creative frequency play. The statement, I am not creative, is not going to get us where we want to go these days, right? So we are here to reclaim first our true creative frequency, and then turn around, create that space for others, and give them an opportunity to get to know it for themselves. Throughout the 8 months, the first thing you learn how to do, besides engaging in the 4 elements and the 4 shifts, is simply how to create this supportive, non-judgmental, present moment space for yourself and your clients. Creatively fit coaches are not therapists, are not counselors, are not experts that are wanting to share their knowledge and program other people kind of thing. Like, that's not the vibe. We create space knowing that each person has that own inner wellspring, like the source of the Socha River, right? Perhaps a cave that's been hidden or blocked from them, that we simply help them to uncover by creating a space where they can align with the creative frequency by making their mark at the canvas in the new omnipresent, new paradigm creative story, not the old one that is judgmental and product oriented, right? So throughout the 8 months, you experience this for yourself. You're given many, many ways to introduce this creative frequency and this sacred and personal painting practice to others, whether it's through online programs, in-person workshops, retreats, coaching individual clients, coaching clients as a group. You can use the Rise Above curriculum that you get, the Rise Above Biz in a Box, exclusively. It has everything you need. You can pick and choose, you can make your own. So again, there's as much structure or as little as you like. There is an opportunity to up-level your training and work with me and Angela Murray, my master coach, one-on-one. There's also opportunities to connect just with all the group calls, all the training calls. So again, we meet every Thursday at 2 p.m. and the group training calls that are every other Thursday, right, twice a month, are recorded. The open studios are not. The open studios are whoever's there, available at 2 p.m. on Thursdays on those open studio days, gets on Zoom, paints whatever you're painting. If you're working on your Rise Above canvas, if you're working on your creative frequency canvas, if you're painting your Unstoppable Dream mandala, if you're playing with your Art Gypsy watercolors, you hop into the open studio to paint together in community, get to know each other, support each other, and have an opportunity at the end of each of those open studios for any Q&A or questions that you might have. So there's the online content available to you 24/7 on a monthly module basis. So when you sign up, you have the welcome section and the getting to know your creative frequency section. Starting September 1st, month 1 content will come alive and be available to you. Starting October 21st, month 2 content will come alive and be available to you. And so on for the 8 months. Live Zooms every Thursday at 2 p.m. And then once you've graduated, once you've completed the program, which you have a year to do, you have an online program, or however you choose to use the Rise Above Biz in a Box. You have workshop outlines, coaching outlines, you have a full portfolio of ways to inspire, and creative prompts. There are creative prompts for each month. Imagine you wake up in the morning or you have an extra hour, surprisingly, and you're like, ooh, I want to fill up with the creative frequency. You can pull a creative prompt to go to the canvas to inspire your present moment, energetic connection to your own pathway of infinite possibility, connecting to the dreams that are wanting to be made visible through you. I'll say this again, but this coaching training is about resonance on all levels. If you are feeling resonance, excitement, if you are, resonating with my words, saying things like, oh, you're saying my words. People tell me the hair stands up on their arms or the back of their neck. It's just this sense of right place, right time. I really believe it's like we're all finding ourselves again and meeting old friends. So it is an incredible community, which frankly, another element in the training, is worth the price of admission. There are creatively fit coaches back from 2010, 2011, all the way through to 2024 and beyond that are circling up and sharing and inspiring each other and supporting each other. We do that in a Facebook group that we have that you have access to forever and ever. We also collaborate on marketing and art reach events like the Yes Extravaganza, where we invite everybody and anybody to paint the word yes so that they can feel palpably the energy and what shifts when you create the energy of yes, of optimism, of hope. We've also done the Festival of Feminine Power and Artistry, the 24-hour paint jams. These are online events where I showcase other creatively fit coaches. For me, it is very much like together we rise and together we are more. I know, throughout my career, it's been 28 plus years since I opened the Creative Fitness Center, and I personally have motivated myself and had the willpower to persevere and stretch and get uncomfortable because I know this community of creatively fit coaches will all benefit. There are creatively fit coaches, which you are a part of that community, CCFC. We're just kind of up-leveling, bringing it into 2024 vibe, energy, that are collaborating on monthly membership groups. Angela Murray, Nadia Munarolo-Curiata, and Kristen Fagan are doing that. There's also Cynthia Rubenstein and Michelle Drummer and Junko, who are also meeting and offering memberships. Collaborations in person. We meet for regular retreats. We have localized retreats. People, creatively fit coaches, CCFC, organize those independently just because we love being together and painting and having fun. Did I mention how having fun and being playful is at the foundation? It is the theme of month 1 in this training. This is where we are present and open and more able to dance into new aspects of ourselves. So that is about as linear as I can get with the structure and what you can expect afterwards. My first advice is, even if you think you know what you're going to do with this training, hold loosely to that. And if you're feeling the resonance, but Whitney, I have no idea how I'm going to use this, trust me, you have not found this video and are feeling that energy by coincidence. Remember the 4th shift, when life starts organizing itself for you. This is offered in abundance through this program and this message because the creative frequency wants to be expanded so desperately on this planet right now. So you are absolutely here for a reason, and it's not imperative that your logical, rational mind understand why. Right? Let's just dive into the rainbow colors and possibility and play and create and paint together. And along the way, don't worry, I've been doing this for 28 years. I've got all the structure you might desire. I want to thank you for watching this video with me. As another example of the 4th shift that we were talking about earlier, in this video. This is the first time I've done this YouTube video thing and offered these kind of live sessions where I am present in the chat, or wherever you're watching this, maybe in my YouTube or my Facebook group, the @WhitneyFreya_Studio. If you feel resonance and would like to join, you can request membership there. And this was given to me, again, in the moment, because in Slovenia, which has the word love in it, it also has slow, and the internet was not conducive to holding live Zooms. And then I understood that it might be way easier for people to watch a YouTube video than hop on a live Zoom. So maybe this is serving me and you and the creative frequencies of the world even more, and it was not planned. I encourage you to hold loosely to the shoulds and the have-tos and your expectations that perhaps are being sourced from your past. Stay present. If you are passionate about color, about your painting practice, about healing, if you are looking for a new way to be in this body, in purpose, living from your heart, united, circled up with a community of people that are passionate about what is possible, that are hopeful, that see a world coming, circling, looking for us, that is based in love, not fear. If you want to just paint like crazy, if you want to inspire and support others, if you want to be the change you want to see in this world, you are invited to join us for the Creative Frequency Coaching Training that starts very, very soon. Do not hesitate. I mean, space is limited, right? And I just trust, like I do, that you will feel into the resonance. This is not usually a logical decision. Like I mentioned earlier, some people know exactly what they want to do. I'm going to use this with my coaching clients. Other people are like, I have no idea. This wasn't even on the radar, but I feel the call. Follow that deep inner knowing. And I look forward to seeing you